All right, so I moved on past one of the mission markers, and I'm on the next mission. This is Soto Desperado playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. Over here, leveling character. I didn't know. Excuse me. I didn't know this, but I'm already at level 41. So 9 more levels, and that's it. We're done. So let's get started here.
Teufel atraus.
Not bad.
Can you the droid?
I'm dot.
Is this okay? We've got.
I'll return.
Support.
Oh, let's play Anton. Still have Anton up here from last time. You sleep with the same broke man you hate.
Of course not. They never are.
That,
They never are. You ain't never heard of a person wearing a mask.
So,
Nine times out of 10, when you first meet somebody, they have a mask on. You
They're
don't.
representative.
They're being what they think you want them to be.
That's a fact.
Give
So-
it some time. You're gonna start noticing shit. You're gonna start seeing. I don't like that. I don't care for that because
Start
now
seeing
they're
who they are.
comfortable and they can't hide who they are for very long.
so you saying that your women intuition only work after you have a kid?
Nobody's
Yes.
saying nothing about that. We see red flags. Don't we say that all the time? You see red flags, but you don't look at nobody as being perfect.
Let me ask
because
you.
you've
red
never
flags.
Let
seen
me ask
it.
Super. Let me ask Super.
Especially if you've never seen it.
Hold on, wait. I want to ask Super because I know a lot of y'all disingenuous, but we gonna expose y'all.
You
tonight, all right?
disingenuous.
No. I'm gonna ask Super. For every guy that you've ever talked to in your life, for every guy that you got into a relationship with, and this is not just a question for you, this is a question for everybody. Did you already know what he was about, if he was an ain't shit dude, or if he was an actually good dude before you got into a relationship? Nah, hold on. Did you know? Do women know before they get into a relationship with a guy?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
It don't matter what you say. You see red flags, you love them, and you stay with them for potential.
I will say I will agree with Super on that. I do
Stay with
think-
them for potential.
I do
You're hoping
think
to change
sometimes
them and
we
love
gotta
them through
hold
it.
we gotta hold our own bullshit for a second because and
Don't
this
lie,
is,
bitch. Don't lie. You
you know
staying with them for
seen
potential.
you seen some stuff and you thought that you was gonna be able
He could
to,
be better.
to teach
I could
him
love
or
him
help
better.
him
I could
through
hold
it.
his hand. I could,
Now,
yeah.
y'all
You do.
lie.
We always thinking we can fix a nigga.
Yeah, hold on,
Exactly.
Super,
So,
let
A
Super,
nigga
go
be a
ahead.
project. I
Get it
want to
out,
fix this
Super.
nigga. A nigga be a project for us, and we want to fix him, and we want to uplift him and pour into him so he could be a better person. And at the end of the day, he don't.
So if that's the
I agree.
case, then that means you knew you was with an ain't shit nigga before you got with him. So how we gonna lead? How we gonna put that on the responsibility of just him, and y'all never take accountability for the fact that you opened up your legs?
I
to
just
a-
did, nigga.
To
Hold
a dude that wasn't good for you the minute that you met him. You
I
knew
feel
he
like in
wasn't.
certain stages of your life that makes sense. Now, when you get to your 30s and up, then
You don't got
bitch,
time
you
for
know
it.
better.
It's over.
But
It's
when
too
you
late.
young, a lot of times when people be in their early 20s and they go off to school, go off to college, or even high school, they meet these guys, they don't know. They don't know what this is about. It be like learning. And then once you get to being 30 and you dated 2 guys or, because I don't know how many bodies people got. That's not my business. But you learn as you go, unfortunately.
And this why I always be saying, this why we need to go back to the system of your dad to pick your niggas out. Trade you for some livestock.
Well, if my
get
dad
you a
was
good
around to
husband.
pick the right man for me, then
No.
hooray. But he wasn't.
Bruh,
So now what?
Listen, y'all been getting wrong. Are good niggas.
I agree with you on that. A lot of
That's
times,
point. That's
For
that's
sure.
point.
I do
That's
agree with
fact.
that. A lot of times we don't pick the right ones. But you know what I don't appreciate about this conversation most of the time when we have it, I don't appreciate the fact that it seems like the person that stayed to actually take care of the child, raise the child, and do what they're supposed to do to, nurture and make sure that kid is good, seems to get punished. single mothers are
time.
dragged
You should
and
be punished.
regularly. But the
should be
fact
punished.
that hoe ass nigga left his kid and not raising his kid, not showing up to games, not emotionally showing up, not covering and protecting that motherfucking child, he's okay. He gets away with it.
Hey.
He gets away with it.
And that's okay
But
to get
that
dragged
mom-
by them, but you'll meet that. And if
My
people
money, my
like me will
choice.
see that shit and say, listen.
My money, my choice.
Because for one, like I said, all the bad going in the world because people
My money,
raising
my
without
cho- my money, my choice.
fathers.
My money,
Okay,
my
well,
choice.
you chose
That part.
somebody that
I
ain't got
think
kids.
that part.
But some of these
I
niggas out
agree.
here, you see how you said no, my money, my choice. A lot of these niggas ain't got no money to even make
Facts.
choices.
That
But
part
you
too.
still-
But you saw
That
that though.
part.
But you saw that and you still
But y'all
chose him.
still sleep with
You saw
them.
that and you still chose
They
him.
didn't have no money when you was with him.
They be pretending.
No,
They
no,
came in
no,
with the
no.
Gucci
no.
loafers
I
on,
ain't gonna
clean
lie
as
to you.
fuck.
No.
We
I'ma
ain't know
say,
that. We ain't know that was
when
his
you-
only pair of Gucci loafers and he been wearing them
No.
for 10 years. We ain't know that. He
Yes,
cleaned
you
them
did.
bitches up good.
You knew.
What do they say when they say the thing about when people they date? How can I say this? They date. I worked in a bar. Put it like that. My early 20s, I worked in a bar. I was a waitress, right? So I worked there a lot. I'm there all the time. Most of the guys that I met were those guys in the club. I wasn't doing nothing outside of it. I wasn't meeting nobody nowhere else. That was a place where they could intimately find me.
dating based on your
Yeah,
environment.
you date based on your environment. If I'm not privy to what you're talking about, I can't meet a man like you. I'm not in those areas. This is just my life and what's happening right now. I got a waitress to make money. That's just what it is. But this is what I'm running to. And then I end up running into these men that's not shit or dating multiple women or got the jewels on and what we see. You feel me? Because that's what everybody around us is telling us is what's good and the
But
type of
once
person
you-
you're supposed to deal with.
Excuses.
But you still
That's
see
not
it.
an excuse because if I don't know better, I can't do better.
No,
You know,
that's
you-
real.
no, no,
That's
no, no, no.
real. If
You
you don't know
don't
better,
know
you
better?
can't do better.
If any man ever said this, y'all would say he was a weak man.
Because men are meant to be strong.
If men, but no. First, y'all say that, oh, we need to have mental health services and let men have a voice. Then, when they do it, y'all call them weak men.
Just not a stupid ass voice. He can have a voice, just not a stupid ass one.
If we don't pay child support, we go to jail.
Not all of y'all.
If we don't pay child support,
It's a couple
we-
niggas. It's a couple niggas clapping right now that got back pay and rears just right now for sure.
Arrears.
no,
I feel like if you,
You
owe
better,
child support,
you better pay.
should go to jail.
If you know what I know, you better pay that shit by December
Why are you doing
31st,
what you're supposed to
nigga.
do?
That insurance, that motherfucking interest gonna hit on it.
when they don't want to take accountability, when we start to compare because y'all wanted to be like us, y'all wanted
But
to
if
have,
men went
just
to
like
court,
y'all wanted to be like the white man.
y'all wanted to be like us. You wanted to work like us. You wanted equal pay. You wanted to be able to choose who you wanted to sleep with. You didn't want to listen to your
a
parents.
lot of people didn't have a choice, but
You
hold on,
stupid
hold
bitches
on.
want options.
Y'all wanted to
You
go
little
off.
stupid whores.
No, y'all wanted to go off to college and do your own thing.
Oh, you educated
Wait,
bitches.
stop. Wait, can we speak
guess
on
what-
that? Can
yes,
we speak on that?
yeah,
Why?
no, no, no.
Why that
Hold
happened?
on, hold on.
Women
But-
didn't just jump and
Yeah.
say, I want to vote, I want to do this, I want to do that. They had to. Women, they
What
they
happens
couldn't make
is-
decisions for themselves.
What happens
we couldn't even
is
get bank accounts until like the 90s or some shit like that, bro. 70s,
But
there you go, credit cards.
what
and shit.
happens is when you open up yourself to the world, you get your ass kicked.
Yep.
What men have always experienced is that we got to pay for the consequences of what happens when we make these decisions, whether we like it or not. Nobody gives a fuck about our feelings. What y'all are experiencing is what y'all were protected from y'all whole life. Y'all, no.
The whole world flipped upside down. That time that you talking about is so long ago. But this the thing though. It changed.
No, that's not fair to say.
It
It's because
changed
of
when
us.
men
In reality,
felt like they didn't have to be.
A lot of things happened because of our community was intentionally set back. We had to be honest and have that
Y'all know, let's be
conversation.
honest.
They put
We
drugs
had to-
into our communities in the
community was
80s.
flooded with drugs. Our men were taken away from us, and we were forced into an independent
Before
lifestyle
that-
for real.
Y'all took the bait.
We took
y'all bit the cheese. The government wiggle welfare in front of y'all. Say put these niggas out. Y'all grandmas took the bait. These are facts.
I'm not mad at that. You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what this connection's for.
Well, my
definitely right.
granddaddy was in jail. My granddaddy was in jail, and the other nigga wasn't around. So, hold on. The audience is yelling. What are you
Oh, they-
saying?
they hot.
Listen,
They hot.
listen.
You guys must be fans of Anton's. You're unruly.
Hey, but
I like
for
my
real, let me break down my old saying because y'all need to. It's blind. Okay?
No. Seriously.
No, it's too much.
A lot of y'all just don't take responsibility for who y'all are.
Agreed.
And who y'all.
And you can remember
Agreed.
this. Take this home with you.
I do
okay?
feel like people have a problem with that kind of
Hold on, 2K giving them some homework. What's the homework,
No,
2K?
just take this home with you, okay? If every dude you fuck was a bum, you need to ask yourself, am I pussy is a homeless shelter? Take that with you.
Oh, that was screwed up right there. Probably gonna have to fly all the way back to the other marker. Shit. Sounds like Anton was debating with some ladies. You know how that goes. Shit. All right. We each call each other nigga. Anton asks why black culture is so hell bent on
Think about
outside
they
respect.
real life market. Won't nobody on this panel date a white man? Nobody.
What?
Yeah.
Why you say that? I thought
How many white men y'all done dated?
you got somebody that's married to a white man. I would date a white man.
I dated one, but never again. I made a mistake.
I dated white men, but yeah, that's
Y'all cap. Y'all for the lot of me. I can see.
My husband me.
dating a white man. What's wrong with dating a white man? You never messed with Laura?
You gotta ask them. They the ones who don't date them.
We just said we have.
Some
black women. Some black Molly's married to a white man. Shantae just said she dated
I
one.
told you what I feel about Molly. Molly got secrets. I ain't talking about her.
What? You just asked.
He real black women.
Not the real black women.
There's some that are currently that are still open to dating white men, but maybe a few of us. I just have a history, a past of dating.
Yeah.
What a white man do to you?
What is name?
Huh?
What was his name?
What happened? What did he do to you?
Oh,
How did a white man hurt you, 2K?
What was his name, Dylan?
It was Cody.
That's white.
What did he do? What happened? What happened?
He didn't do anything. I'm being shallow.
He didn't exist.
It was pink. I didn't know if that was one thing.
You ain't know what white meat look like. Now you got the color.
I couldn't knock it before I couldn't do that. See, I'm not like one of those, if niggas say a whole bunch of this, then it gotta be true. I had to see it for myself. So that was one thing they were right about. But it's not even just that. I'm in a sense of, I guess I am pro-black. I can't have like this issue that I have with the black community if I didn't really feel like it affected me on a personal level. So I feel like if I'm going to be such an advocate for my community, even though I know it's dwindling and failing, and it's probably never going to be right, but I don't feel like if I'm going to do something, the least I can do is make sure that my family is black, not a half black, not a quarter black, piece of black. I can't do that. I can't date you. You can't have my genetics. I don't want yours. And that was a wrap. See ya.
My husband mixed, but he look white.
I just don't get what 2K was getting. What's wrong with a white man?
It's not conducive to the productivity of the black community. I'll tell you that much.
I don't date men.
And the ones that do date black women, they not oppressed. they probably the furthest from it.
That's a fact.
Bro, like I'm
you better date who love you the right way, or you're going to end up leaving this world alone. Sitting around talking about you pro-black and you need to stay with black, you're going to miss your ride, you're going to miss your train. Fucking around being pro-black. Pro-black don't mean you only got to date black men.
I think it does, because what are you... What's the pro what? Because what can you do in your own household? What you can do is make sure you go to bed and wake up with a person that you want your children to be. You know, that's how I look at it. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong, but it's not conducive in trying. If you want the black population to go above 13.6 or 8, which I'm being generous when I say 13.8, it has not moved since the 80s. You have to have black man, black woman makes black baby. That's just period. And if you keep watering down the genetics, you're going to have a bunch of Steph Currys running around here, and you ain't going to see on the level, which I'm not against it, but you just have to accept. that you're suspending
Everybody
it.
that has a black, everybody who has that's in a mixed relationship child doesn't come out looking white.
Well, I'm not saying, I didn't say anything about what they look like. I'm just saying that just like I can say that, or I'm sure 2K can say that he's completely black, someone like Steph Curry cannot say the same thing because his mom is white.
Okay.
Now, like I'm saying, it's right or wrong, but you have to accept
2K is not even black. He a white man. He a white man.
What's your parents do, Dylan?
It's Daylin. What you say?
I'm sorry, Daylin. What's your parents mixed with?
Nigga, black and black. Now, I'm going to be honest.
She said nigga.
I will say it's a little shaky with my father. It's a little shaky, but you look at him, you know he's black. You know, but for the most part, black and black. There's no question.
So you ain't mixed with no. So you ain't mixed with no Malaysian or nothing.
Malay, I don't know.
So
but no.
Why your hair get like that?
No, we're not gonna do that. My true belief is that, you know, our ancestors just go way back. You know, genetics is a funny thing. It can skip generations, you know. So, but it's not going to negate the fact that black mom, black dad, black grandma, black, you know, grandpa make black babies. Period. That's
You should date whoever treats you right. What happened to that?
I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but I'm saying that, like me, if I'm going to be with a white man and decide that I'm going to procreate, I have to accept the fact that I suspended my child being able to say that they are black like me. It's disrespectful to me to mix races and then claim that that mixed race child can just adopt one race because it's the most popular race, or it's because it's this, that, and the third. No, boo. You have to acknowledge your mother and your father. I'm white and black, or I'm black and I'm Japanese. Whatever. That's it. It's not nothing wrong, but accept
Y'all so prejudiced.
I'm just saying, acknowledge that you're not giving your child the background to say that they are completely black. It's not a right or wrong.
Y'all so prejudiced. Listen, we the only group of people that can get away with talking like this.
It's not meant to be balanced.
There we are.
It's just simple.
If you heard a group of white people having this exact same conversation, you would everybody
They say they're racist.
No, I wouldn't, because I'm not a sensitive black woman. I cannot do that. First of all, I know where I live. People have exercise.
You know what's up. You know what's. Listen, if a group of white people had this exact same conversation, it would be labeled as
because
racist.
it wouldn't be in the context of we're trying to get to a understanding, filling out each other's opinions. They're already having that conversation for whatever reason. So I can acknowledge that, but it's not going to change.
How do you know that?
How do I know, Frank?
That they having this exact same conversation?
What do you mean by that? I'm saying we're having this conversation because we brought it up. We're just filling out each other's opinions. But if
but we feel comfortable having a conversation, and we don't care who hears us because we privileged enough to be able to get away with it.
Well, I guess. I mean, quite frankly, if I was like passing by in a restaurant and I heard, or I'm sitting next to, I wouldn't say anything, unless I was asked my opinion.
So check this out. My wife is Samoan, and I am a nigga. And when we both
making that up.
When we had children, we called them Samoan niggas.
You
so,
but you didn't call them Samoan niggas because you added more niggas. You called them Samoan niggas because the niggas is the niggas, the black part that you're acknowledging, and the Samoan is acknowledging.
But listen to what y'all saying. What makes y'all think that other groups of people, because y'all identify based off of a group and race and identity politics, what makes y'all think that other people are supposed to respect y'all and y'all call yourselves niggas?
Well, I did.
They hypocrites.
The difference between.
No. Listen, think about it. Because I've been hearing y'all refer to yourselves as this way, or another group of people as that for a while, and nobody batted an eye. Nobody tripped about it. Nobody corrected nobody. Nobody had no conversations about it. But that's how people refer to each other. But then somehow, some way, we expect other people to respect you.
That would apply. Having an expectation, that would apply, I guess, to who it applies to. Maybe not me. Because if, like I said, if I heard another race of people having this conversation, for one, we can have this conversation, and for two, I can't be mad at any race for looking at the black community and saying them niggas fucked up. Because I can't say they lying because they would give me an example and I couldn't refute it. So that's why, it's, in abundance we have.
2K said it too, but 2K said it too.
Women get mad when they call each other the B word, but then if a man call them a B, they make a whole big old deal about it.
That's fact. I hate that.
If you a man, you call your woman a B word, just don't stop the first time you do it. You got to keep breaking the end to it.
But y'all still skipping over it. In every part of this culture, nobody respects anybody. Nobody. The only thing that the people respect is money. That's it. Other than that, nobody respect nobody. That's all that people respect is that dollar. Nobody.
Just like we don't protest when we kill each other, but if a cop kill each other, we do riots and everything. And then where I'm living at, they killing each other 2-3 people a week, and nobody says nothing. But if a cop kill us, they march down the city council. They rally all together. They do all this stuff, but like all these murders every day, and everybody just like la la. Then if you bring it up, they all jump on you. Like, why would you say that? Yeah. And I'm like, but it's the truth. But the truth ain't popular nowadays.
That is like homicidal territory. Only we can kill other black people. You can't do
That's just so ignorant. That is just ignorant. My family
accountable, but if white person does it, then we could probably squeeze something out, kind of using the death of someone in the community. Yeah.
But see, we don't even say that killing is wrong. We just say that it's only wrong if it applies to us.
If it's done by somebody else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My family like that. Like they'll gang each other, fight, do all that, and barbecue tomorrow. But if somebody else do it, it's like forbidden. Like, no, you can't talk to them. And I'm like, but y'all do it every day. Y'all gang, talk about each other, and then just act like nothing happened. But if another person do it to you, it's like the worst. It's just they confused.
It's like opportunity.
I got it. So then the white man is oppressed because he can't even say the word nigga in his own country.
And he made the word up.
Sorry. That's the oppression right there.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that other races are having these types of conversations? Like,
yes.
I think how do you say feeling? Like how she said Curry's mom is white. She's black. Like she's mixed with black. Like I really dislike when people black.
Oh well, that was just an example, I guess. White and
no,
black.
No. This happens a lot. Black women always be like, "You're not black. Why are you?" I'm not talking about you, Dylan, but I've heard time. You're not black.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm just talking about in general. She is black. She's mixed with black. But why is it like I've hung around with white people, I went to a white college, and not one white person says you're not black or you're not white. It's only black women that want to be like, oh, you're not black. Like, why is it like they're not having those type of conversations? I don't think so, because I've never encountered that from white people. The most hate I've gotten was from black people.
Black
and I've
women,
been around a whole bunch of
Same.
Me too.
I've
been told I wasn't black my whole life, and they still tell me it on social media. I've been called the Oreo.
You definitely black. Who was that in the background with a shiesty mask on?
What? That's my husband.
He's the whole thing with a shiesty mask that walk past you.
Okay, so okay.
Tell him walk back through. I know you black. You ain't got to validate nothing.
I've been told my whole life I wasn't black. I've been called and I've only been I only experienced racism from black women.
Me too.
That was going to be my question. That was going to be my question. Is it from black women or is it just black people in general?
Wait. I just realized something. Exquisite, what you cooking?
I'm cutting the cheese for the mac and cheese for Thanksgiving.
You've retired.
I was trying to figure out what we eat.
What we eat?
Mac and cheese.
She getting down in there.
I know. I put that on the chat. I'm like, Exquisite, what you over there cooking? I put that on the chat about an hour ago. Got the gloves on. I'm serious.
If you not fully black, if you not full blown look black, if you don't have that complete look, to black woman, you are not black.
But that's dumb.
That's insane.
They do men the same way, because my husband, he was mixed, and he at first thought his father was black, but he wasn't. And they would just be like, "You white, you not black, you white." And I'm like, "How you gonna tell him what he is?" But they would never accept him as being black because of how he
This is what I have a question about. So how do you, like, for mixed people, do you just identify as one race, or do you just say I'm black, or do you just say I'm mixed? Do you?
I mean, you both. So you can say you both.
It's what I put on my situation.
They have the choice to either say I'm either this what my mom is, what my dad is, or I'm gonna tell you that I'm more than one thing. They get to have a choice to bounce between whatever.
But I don't even think it matters.
It's not even, like I said, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, if they want to say, hey, I love my mom so much, I'm going to say I'm white if she's white. If I love my dad so much and he's black, whatever.
I mean, you can go as white too. You can check it on the application. They're not going to know if you're not white or not. But it's you other people. White people are not having this conversation.
So it's colorism. Because I'm not even mixed, and people swear I'm mixed.
Well, we wouldn't know what they talking about. I ain't been on no white.
But I'm always told I'm not black enough.
If you mix, if you mix on Juneteenth, do you got to take a half a day?
No, they getting their days off. White people, everybody.
There are people that are worse than 2K that's not even black. Like, if you travel, there's people that white, and not even white. So it's stuff like that. Like, I've heard that multiple times, even from women on other panels. Oh, you're not black. What? Why are you telling me what I am? But I just don't think that other races are having these type of conversations. I don't think so.
It's like, what is black? Because it's like, if I'm not putting on the same charade, or if I'm not accepting that I'm fake oppressed, or if I'm not dying on the hill of oppression, then you're not black. It's like, you gotta be on the hill of oppression. You gotta know slavery coming back tomorrow. You gotta act like the KKK coming down the street right now. And if you don't act like that, then you're not black. Like, it don't make sense. Like, we all, like, I don't want to call it, like, it just don't make sense. It's just.
Like, so you feel like mixed people got to go over and beyond to prove how black they are?
They do.
They do.
No, they only have to do that.
I think that comes into play if you grow up on just one side. But if you got both parents in the house, you don't have to prove how black you are or how white you are. But if you have a black mother and your whole family, all you see is black, then at that point you might have to prove, because around the black community, if you don't look like them, then they're gonna keep telling you that you're not one of them.
They sure will.
That only plays. Listen, that's because y'all keep on trying to prove yourselves to people. That only plays out amongst people that look like you or people that you was raised with. At some point, y'all gonna have to break out. Why y'all so afraid to break out?
Break out what? I've been broke up with the black community, Antoine. I don't even identify as black anymore. I left them a long time ago. I don't go by race. I go by class.
I agree with that. I say
Honestly, I don't even go by that. I just go back based off of my beliefs.
I go by
You know what I'm
class.
saying? I'm a man first, and I'm a Christian, and so that's kind of what my standards is based off of.
So you basically TDJ.
I'm sorry?
You basically TDJ.
No, I'm Anton.
2K. Shut up.
You pick.
I'm 100% Anton. I am me. I am whatever it is that comes with me and my decisions. All of that other stuff, y'all can have it. Y'all can have the construct of a color that has been applied to you. Y'all can identify as a standard that somebody put a drop of black in you. Now all of a sudden you black. Y'all can have all of that. I'm cool with that. And, you know, I understand. I can read the room a lot of times. So if I go in a place, you know what I'm saying, I'll play along because that's what they think or whatever. But I stand on what I stand on. And so whatever it is that I evolve into based off of my beliefs, and that could be political beliefs, it could be spiritual beliefs, whatever that is, that's what I align myself with. That's what my principles is based off of. I don't have any standards based off of a construct that somebody else gave me. My standards is based off of what I set for my family. So, if people feel like they need to validate themselves amongst a group of people that you're never going to see again in your entire life, then more power to you, but that's just not my story. I don't rock like that.
Yeah, but we still have a group of people that we have that when we go out to do certain things that you want to be around. I don't go to clubs based upon if it's going to be black people there. I don't go to clubs based upon if it's going to be white people there. If I do go somewhere, if I do an event, I don't do an event based upon what race of people going to be there. I go off of what class of people going to be there, because I'm not getting caught. I got too much to lose to get caught up in the bull crap that come along with partying with just black people. So I separate myself by class. So there's events that just have just specifically black people. You will never catch me there because I know something is going to happen. Unless you are a group of black people that literally you have something to lose. You have to have something to lose to get me in any area you're in.
Wow. That's pretty heated. That is pretty heated, man. You can turn a hoax into a housewife.
Yes.
But I will tell you this.
You about to tell me about a hoe into a housewife?
Can a new Cam Newton be this wrong, getting schooled by women?
Why?
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
No, you can't.
A lot of women who are married are previous hoes.
They had to move, Cam.
No.
I'm telling you, you can't be in the same city.
Listen, and this is going to be the part that goes viral.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Because if you want to go wife for wife, girlfriend for girlfriend,
yes,
she's been with somebody and have hoed for somebody.
For somebody, not somebody's. She's not getting smashed by the community.
You're changing the goal.
Okay, so what is the definition of a hoe?
A hoe is what you're willing to do in a sexual act that is something that if you knew, or somebody knew what you're capable of, a hoe at all times is not a bad thing.
Okay,
He's wrong. I hate to say it, and I don't know if anybody has ever gave Cam the game. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it's a difference between a person that has slept with a lot of people, but they still don't really understand what was happening because he's not familiar with the cultural norms. He's just been around for a long time doing what he want to do when he want to do it. But he's absolutely wrong, and I don't know why nobody has ever explained this to Cam. The reality is that a hoe is not necessarily, and again, you got to add context. When people say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, it's the person that then slept with everybody. It's the woman that then slept with a whole lot of people, and then they try to hold out for or make the person that they really want to be with wait because they don't want them to think that they're a hoe. It's a difference between a person that has slept with a lot of people versus a person that did a lot of freaky things to the one person. The bed is undefiled. You pretty much can do whatever it is that you want to do with the person that you're married to. That is the whole purpose of you being able to satisfy that sexual desire with that person. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to not get it confused. When we say that you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, it's specifically talking about a person that didn't had a lot of partners, a woman that didn't had a lot of bodies. If she didn't had a train ran on her, if the whole football team bust her down, if she didn't, went through her hoe phase or her slut phase, and then now she's trying to tame herself and then pull herself back to the front of the congregation and say, okay, I'm ready to get married now. It's difficult, and I'm not saying that she wouldn't be able to get married. It's much more difficult for her to find her person, especially when you're looking for a certain caliber of person, especially when you then develop a reputation, And you can't hide the fact that you've had a lot of bodies because you can't unsee the things that you've saw or been through. And then you start to compare and contrast everybody subconsciously and consciously and outwardly. You start to compare and contrast all of the people that you've been with, and you compare that to it. Have y'all ever heard a woman say something like this? I can get a good man. I done been proposed to before. Y'all ever heard something like that? Let's continue.
I agree with you.
So
But
what you're saying,
wait, can I add
it's like
clarity?
you've had multiple partners.
Yes. Being
So
promiscuous with multiple
you're
partners.
about to tell me
yes.
that every wife has only been promiscuous with one
He's moving
person.
the goalpost
No, I'm not going to say that. But there's a difference, Cam. There's a difference between getting smashed by multiple men throughout the year.
Facts.
My mother always said, don't be a hoe 6 months at a time. I said, Mom, what does that mean? She says, you're going to meet a guy, you're going to like a guy, you're going to catch feelings for this guy, and then, let's say you guys start sleeping together, 6 months you decide you don't like each other, boom, you're on to the next guy.
Correct.
Now, in a year, you slept with 2 people. So let's say you slept with 2 people, you start at 20, you move, by the time you're 35, you slept with 30 men.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Cam can't keep getting schooled by women on his own platform. That's unacceptable. If you take a L one time, then okay, you know what? You wasn't prepared, the new content creation game, you're evolving or whatever, so on and so forth. You can't be taking multiple L's at a time on the same platform in the same setting and the same set designer. That's unacceptable. She's 100% right. And then by the time that you get to the point to where you actually start to think that you want to settle down, you just slept with 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, sometimes over 100 people. And for women specifically, because that's what we're talking about, that's a bad thing. What are we talking about here?
Now, I'm not even going to say in 2024, that's probably not even considered a hoe.
Hold on, can I stop there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of women who are delusional to their body count. If we're honest, about how many sexual partners that you've had,
Me specifically.
But listen.
Nah.
Can somebody pull out a calculator?
They not delusional. They just be lying to y'all.
I have not. I need assistance. So, if you start having sex at the age of 16,
fair.
Too early.
Right?
Fair.
And you normally would say, hey, I've met 2 people
a year.
And
that's
you're now 36.
That's 20 years.
You should have been married when you was 21. Listen, what we've embraced as our cultural norm is, and this is why I say the culture is trash. What we've embraced as our cultural norm is bad. It's horrible. It's trash. And this is why our standards are so low. And then we turn them so high by the time that y'all get 36. By the time that you're 36, historically, you should have already had your children. By the time that you turn 36, in most instances, historically, you are supposed to have had your children. Your children are supposed to be at that age growing up. 42 had my first. 42 had my daughter at 26 years old. She's 16 going on 17 now. And so, you know, by the time that you get to that age, y'all talking about y'all want to settle down at 36, and you done lived your life, everybody done busted down. That's what we saying. Y'all keep the reason why, and this is why I tell people it's important for you to listen to people that has been successfully married if that is what you're trying to do. The reason why you get married early is for 2 reasons. Number one, y'all not Cam, so it's important for y'all to build wealth early. If you are a guy, 21, 22, 23 years old or whatever, and you get married to somebody that's equally your same age as you or whatever, because most women have passed up on the man that they're supposed to marry, then what happens is, A, you avoid all of the foolishness, all of the streets, all of the trash, all of the diseases, all of the problems, all of the issues, all of the trauma bonding. You avoid all of that stuff. And then number 2, you then have a vested interest in the person that you're supposed to be with. And so y'all are able to build something together and avoid, basically the devil, you avoid all of the problems that you're supposed to have. And so then you don't grow up bitter. Guys ain't incels. Women ain't for the streets. Kids then are able to grow up in a healthy environment, and you're a reflection of what you want your kid to be. So you don't have to say, hey, don't do what I did. You can say, listen, take my example and use it
as a blueprint for your life, and you don't pass on generational trauma, and you start to build with each other. And so even going through this exercise, and I'm going to let them go through the exercise real quick. Even going through this exercise, this is dumb because they're basically justifying bad behavior and cultural norms that shouldn't be.
A lot of women ain't gonna say I've slept with 40
I hope they haven't slept with 40 people.
Come on,
That's why
Max.
you shouldn't be a hoe 6 months at a time, Kim.
She's
But get
100%
this,
right.
now get this. In the world of small circles, in the world where the group of
Everybody know
successful men
everybody, or
is
you
so
one
small.
person
Now let's
removed.
also be clear. Would you agree that most successful men, when they're in their hoe phase, sleep with the same hoes?
Yep.
It's a keep it a buck. We keeping it funky. Keep it a buck. We keeping it funky.
Please.
So if that's the case, if you are the woman that is saying, no, you can get to know me, you could be my friend, you could do X, Y, Z, and you can go smash whoever it is that you want to smash. Get it in. Have the time of your life while you get to know me as your friend. And if you choose me over here, that's a different conversation. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm a relationship girl.
I mean, I don't know if she's telling the truth about her own personal life, but I'm not making this personal. Just speaking in general, she's 100% right. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know inside of the comments if she's right or she's wrong. If Cam is off on this one, as usual. And let me know if y'all agree with what she's saying.
Wow.
Tab into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. Come and kick it with me in Detroit, December 14th. Discount code Anton. All of that is in the description. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to read y'all comments on this one.
Teufel atrous.
All right. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
So apparently, the people who voted for the I will protect women whether they like it or not, childless women should have no rights, Puerto Rico is trash island, and Haitians will eat your pets gang are the real victims, despite their guy winning the election. In fact, they are now the modern-day equivalent of Rosa Parks, we're told by a white comedian. Civil rights heroes, the lot of them. And the rest of us, among the 73 million Americans who voted not to have fascism, autocracy, mass deportation, internment camps, and economy-crushing tariffs, are the bad guys, the segregationists of our time. If we, hold on, let me check my notes. Ah, yes, don't want to have turkey dinner with the people screaming, your body, my choice. Okay. So there is this strong dual energy among MAGA people and their apologists, and it actually fits quite neatly with the history of America. It's equal parts bully energy, where they want to relentlessly troll liberals and lash out at minorities, and victim energy, where those same liberals are supposed to take the trolling quietly and also pity the trolls. It's the eternal victimhood of the conservative. We need to constantly coddle, study, and understand them. No one, not the media, the big thinkers, definitely not the comedians, are required to try to understand liberals and progressives. No, no. We must seek to understand those on the right, what they really meant by their votes, what they want, what they need. We are the constant handmaidens and wet nurses who are required to baby them, understand them, and serve them dinner. And if we want just a mental health break from their conspiracy theories and complaints about trans people in the bathroom and on the soccer field and in the schools reading to kids at the library and apparently hiding under their beds, we are the ones in the wrong.
You know, I literally have seen and witnessed with my own eyes at an airport here in the United States of America, and I've told this story plenty of times, a person, a grown biological man that felt the right to be able to go into the bathroom shortly after my daughter had went into the bathroom, and how I had to go in and get her and call her name and get her up out of there, or it would have put me in a negative position or a position where I had to make some weird decisions.
No, baby. Stop it. Get over there.
We are the delusional ones because we want structure, closed off borders. And you know the most ironic part about this whole thing is that I'm scrolling up and down a social media platform and I run into an old video of Hillary Clinton.
Lord, you're back.
And then right after that,
you to be so quick.
I run into an old video of Biden
among the Sith. I'm sure you want
advocating for speaking directly to and being very, very clear with their message about how we need to close off our borders, how they stood for deportation. Anybody that illegally entered into the country, they had to be held accountable and be deported immediately, and how we had no ability to be a strong nation or to be a nation that is respected by others if we couldn't even protect our own borders. And those very same things that they stood for on the Democratic side, because let's be clear, the Democratic Party has changed significantly since I was young. Those very same things are the things that they are now against, and that you see Joy Reid sitting here and saying that you're a MAGA troll if you then vote for something that is in the best interest of America, where not too long ago we all agreed that that wasn't something that was a bipartisan disagreement or issue that we had to stand on as a nation because we wanted to protect ourselves against people that we didn't even know who was coming in here. I'm not really sure where we got disillusioned where it's okay for a man to then be going in a woman's bathroom or for people to be illegally walking over here instead of going through the process legally so we know exactly who you are and we get the best and brightest throughout the world. I don't know where we got so turned around where we became MAGA trolls.
Political correctness.
And then sellouts if you are a black person.
It's the new religion.
People like Joy Reid, they are some of the most demeaning, demonic, and racist people on the internet and TV that is allowed to spew some of the most hateful thoughts known to man. But if you literally was to take her skin and then replace it with a white woman's skin or a white man's body, it would then be called anti-Semitic or racist or any of the worst things, and he needed to be canceled and lost his job and all of that stuff. But because she is a black woman with a short haircut who admittedly her parents are immigrants into this country, and she is blessed to now in one generation be probably a millionaire with a middling platform in which the parent company is now trying to spin off this whole media conglomerate because they know that it's a failing media conglomerate. And I just read today how their ratings are in the tank and they're down over 50 and 60% right after the election. We have this woman that is so privileged to have a platform on national TV and say some of the most hateful things. And not only that, still bitter about the fact that they lost the election. Let's continue on because this is the most enjoyable thing right next to the view of where you can hear women say some of the most egregious things, yet they are some of the most privileged people on the face of this earth.
In short, our dinner, their choice. It's the same energy their forefathers had toward the indigenous tribes. Hey, let's have Thanksgiving dinner on the land we stole from you. But before we pack you off to the reservation and snuff out your culture, could you please pass the corn on the cob? There's the dozens of post-Civil War massacres wiping out black communities from Louisiana to North Carolina to Rosewood, Florida, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, where black communities got burned to the ground by racist white mobs. A century later, gentrified, when rich folks want to live downtown because it's closer to work. But let's just call it even, because y'all got King Day, a black president, and Juneteenth. Jeez, what more do you want? Accurate history? What, are you trying to hurt our feelings? These are the people who say the undocumented, who they get to call illegal immigrants like the Pilgrims had permission to...
You mean people like me that voted for Trump? That actually advocate for the thing that's in the best interest of Americans, and I don't believe in separating ourselves based off of things we can't control, like our race or the color of our skin or the melanin inside of our skin? I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. It's so hateful. It's so evil.
Come here. Have to suffer the consequences of their actions, right? They made the choice to overstay their visas or come into our country illegally. So if they get deported, consequences. But you right-wingers shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes?
What?
You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair. I'm coughing on you with COVID, but you want me to wear a mask for your safety? No fair. My body, my choice. Well, here's an alternative thought. Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone. You got your heart's desire, the president you dreamed of, and worship instead of Jesus. And this time, you didn't even have to storm the Capitol, smash the windows, or try to kill police officers or issue death threats to poll workers. See?
You make our own food. But Thanksgiving dinner was just fine. It was so cool. We was chill. We was having a good time. And then I came home and I watched a movie. I think I watched Family Man with Nicolas Cage. It's one of my favorite holiday movies, to be honest with you.
You did it just by voting this time. Congrats.
Damn it.
You got your way.
So evil.
And he even got away with breaking the law. Yay. What? But if you expect the 73 million who voted for the prosecutor, not the felon, and particularly the 92% of black women who voted for Kamala to give you a cookie for your vote, a trophy, a hug, a high five.
That woman there is
you
wild,
might be asking
dude.
Too much.
Every word
if
out
we
of her
want to eat
mouth
with you, we will.
Savage.
But if we just want some peace over the holidays and we don't want to put up with your trolling while we eat our tofurkey, get over it.
Tofurkey.
Stop acting like we owe you, and for God's sakes, stop whining. It's
tofurkey.
Yo, this woman is horrible. It's coming. It's coming sooner rather than later. She's gonna go the same way as Don Lemon. Mark my words. She's gonna go the same way as Don Lemon. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this hateful woman that's still feeling some type of way about losing the election. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. And then last but not least, get your tickets to come and kick it with me in person December 14th in Detroit. It's going to be awesome. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Displaying all authorized destinations. Travel route is confirmed.
So let's see if we can get this one little dumb mission done, whatever it is. Yeah, that woman is intense. Joy Reid, joy. Joy unspeakable and full of glory. Walmart boycott.
What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Sundays is prep day. So basically what I do is I get all of the cars gassed up. Any business that needs to get taken care of on the home front, I take care of that. Tomorrow, I'm actually getting my car picked up and or dropped off. The Cybertruck. I'm getting that dropped off in order to get wrapped. So that's what that is. I will give y'all a little bit of a preview. I got a video coming out about the Cybertruck, basically breaking down 10 things that I've learned since having a Cybertruck for a little over a week now. It's a very interesting vehicle. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's the Raptor, the Bronco Raptor over there that y'all seen me pick up a little while ago. I moved 4 of the vehicles into a makeshift garage that I'm building. It's going to be a permanent one, but right now I got a temporary one. So we moved the Challenger, the 911, the 96 Impala, the Taycan. All of that is over at a completely different garage. So I moved that out of there because I started to have too many vehicles all in one place. But today I have not drove this in a while, and this is my baby, right? This is my everyday. This is the S-Class, the thing that y'all see me record a lot of videos in. You'll see me record a lot of videos in right now. So yeah, man, cars is a man's best friend. Not dogs, but cars. Also on top of that, I have to take a lot of clothes over to the Salvation Army. So we've been cleaning a lot of stuff out. A lot of these is polo shirts and stuff like that I've never worn before. Some button-ups that I've never worn before. Some of them that I have worn before. But instead of throwing it away, because we got to clean this stuff out. You're never going to wear it. If you're never going to deal with it ever again, then you got to get rid of this stuff. So usually what I like to do is stuff that's serviceable, stuff that I would still wear myself, but I know that I'm never going to wear again. I usually just take it over to the Salvation Army. You can get your little nice write-off on top of it, and you can do some good. I actually like the Salvation Army because the Salvation Army is a place that basically supports, it's a real place that really supports homelessness and several other causes. So I like the Salvation Army, it's dope, and so that's what we're gonna do. We gotta make a couple runs. I gotta get all of the cars washed. I gotta get everything, well, not all of them, just the ones that I'm gonna drive for this week. So I gotta get my wife and my daughter's cars washed, gassed up, basically getting everything prepped for what I'm gonna do next week. I gotta go over the bookkeeping and make sure the numbers is right. And so that's what we're doing today. But that's not really what I want to talk to you about. Even though I still document the journey, I actually want to communicate with y'all something really quickly that I see happening in popular culture and social media. People are acting like they're really about to boycott Walmart. Really? I think that people are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Because now, if you guys have been living under a rock, basically Walmart and a whole lot of other major retailers, but because Walmart is one of the biggest, if not the biggest retailer, that is basically boycotting and going away from diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And it's not favoring you just because you're a woman and putting your product on the shelves. It's not favoring you just because you are gay and putting your product on the shelves. Not favoring you just because you want to identify as colored or black or whatever it is that you say that you are in order to get a leg up on everybody else that probably deserves to be on the shelf along with you, is giving preference to people that create great brands and put out great products. It's no longer supporting, now that the adults is back in office, is no longer supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion just because you are and because you was born something that you can't control. It's about who put out the best products, and I actually agree with that. I think that we need to go ahead and get away from the whole racist trope. I'm tired of watching slave movies. I'm tired of people complaining about something that they ain't never been through before. And so now you see this trend that's happening, like every other thing. Oh man, well, you know what? I'm not going to Walmart no more. I'm going to Target. Y'all just said that y'all was boycotting Target a little while ago, and now y'all back on the Target train. And ain't nobody worried about these people. First of all, again, and I'm going to say it for the people in the back, some of the most racist people that you'll ever meet in your life, and they are going to be blatantly racist in front of you, but they're even worse when they inside of their living rooms, are these very same people that think that these organizations deserve to put them on their shelves.
Oh, that's
it's
a weakling.
Stupid, it's silly, and it's ignorant. But number two, ain't nobody worried about y'all. You know what? All of that boycotting, all of that Black Lives Matters, nobody actually came back and apologized for that. Nobody came back and said, you know what? We got it wrong. It was a Marxist organization ran by women that didn't even care about black people in particular, but you know, they was more focused right on making sure that they got that bag and they bought everything that they wanted to buy in order to make sure that them and their girlfriends was good. But they wasn't really thinking about y'all. Nobody came to the front of the congregation after Candace Owens went out and exposed these people and showed that they bought mansions with y'all money. They had white bodyguards and all of that. And nobody had no conversation about that. But everybody want to continue to run in the Victim Olympics. And I find that to be hilarious. Now, Walmart is the target. Now, never mind the fact that all major organizations is doing away with diversity, equity, and inclusion, including colleges. And also, thank God that Trump is in office and saying, listen, the best people for the job, the best people, that's available for whatever it is that makes sense that we're trying to do in this economy are the ones that's going to get the opportunities. So you got to work your butt off, you got to dedicate yourself, and you got to get to it. It's no longer going to be any excuses as to why people can't or why they shouldn't find themselves in the best position possible, because once you become an adult, it's all about what the effort that you put in and whether or not you got good character. We're not going to keep running in the Victim Olympics, and it really doesn't even matter. And I'm going to tell you why it really doesn't matter. Because you can't even afford to breathe. One of the major things that happened during this election is that people started having a come to Jesus moment, and they realized that, hey, everybody getting their cars repossessed. Everybody getting their houses foreclosed on. Once the rent moratorium ended, a whole lot of people was getting evicted from their places. And we started paying attention to the real issues. Now, what I realized is that people didn't necessarily boycott big business and Walmart and Amazon and all of these other retailers when they was destroying small businesses in your community. They didn't have no conversation about that. They said, you know what, that's just capitalism. Whoever got the lowest prices. Meanwhile, Walmart is still to this day, the biggest grocer in the United States of America. Walmart sells, I believe, 25% of all groceries inside of the United States of America. And one of the reasons that y'all embrace them is because they put out y'all small businesses. Walmart actually destroyed, and it wasn't just Walmart, it was a lot of these retailers. And I guess you could say it's the sign of the times, but Walmart actually killed and destroyed the majority of y'all small businesses. And so you don't have no more mom and pop spots because you was more focused on the convenience and getting some TVs and making sure that you ran in the Victim Olympics and who can get the lowest prices, not diversity, equity, and inclusion. Because if you really cared about it, then you wouldn't have been complaining and you would have been funding your own businesses and focusing on that. And I don't think that y'all should have banned Walmart from participating in y'all economies and all of that other type of stuff. But what I am saying is that y'all would have supported y'all small businesses. So miss me with the Victim Olympics and having a conversation about whether or not you want to support Walmart or whether you're going to shop there. You're going to shop where it's the most convenient. You're going to shop where they got the lowest prices. And you're going to shop where you can go and get some Stadias that's right next to the milk once you go to these retailers. I don't care. I don't think Walmart cares. And I think that more than half the country have already voted that they're not rocking with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and identity politics is of yesteryear. That's dead. We don't want identity politics no more. We want to love who you want to love. You can do what you want to do. You just got to make sure that you're on top of things and you're not running in the Victim Olympics, all right? So all I'm saying is nobody believes you. You need more people. Nobody. And I absolutely believe nobody believes you. You need way more people for us to think that you're going to go out of your way and go and shop at places that's more expensive when you didn't even support the small businesses in your community in order to forego making sure that you're not shopping at Walmart. For some reason, I think you're still going to shop on Amazon. And most of these companies that's doing it, they're not announcing it. Walmart just caught the most flack from it because they one of the biggest. And so as a result, when they start going away from certain programs, it's going to be news. But nobody is embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nobody wanted it. That was just something that they did in order to pacify y'all because y'all wanted to act like y'all really cared about it when in reality, you just cared about running in the Victim Olympics. I love you. I appreciate you. I got to continue to give you these truth bombs because the truth is the truth regardless of whether or not you like it or not, all right? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Again, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.
My lord, I've already called...
Just...
It's...
Migrants take over Chicago, arrested in New York City.
Migrants reportedly arrested in New York City. As part of that major bust on Wednesday, the men are said to have ties to TDA, the violent Venezuelan gang, and the two are reported to be part of a group accused of threatening tenants at an apartment in Aurora, Colorado. Meanwhile, in Chicago, city officials warning its police officers to be careful when encountering suspected TDA members. Congressman Nick Langworthy on his take on the migrant crisis earlier this morning. Watch.
It is just a continuation of what we've seen time and again with the migrant crisis finding its way right onto New York City's doorstep, and it's our sanctuary city policies of Kathy Hochul to blame. We have... now we have a new series of questions is how did they end up in New York? Was this part of the, the failed Biden-Harris agenda?
We know what it was. We know exactly it was a part of the agenda. And I'm not sure if it failed, but it failed to get them reelected. But I'm not sure if it failed to actually execute on the agenda because we got tens of millions of illegal migrants and gang members over here that's not supposed to be here. And when you look at cities like Denver, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Houston, those were the safe havens and the places where they signed a letter to ultimately continue to advocate for and look for more resources from the federal government, Kamala Harris and Biden, to continue to fund this migrant crisis. And more importantly, you see a lot of these cities now in fiscal bankruptcy, basically facing a deficit and then trying to raise property taxes on the residents to pay for not only what they still have going on right now, but things that happened in the past over the last three years from this migrant crisis. And they will tell you, they'll try to act like, oh, no, nothing is happening, not a big deal. They tried to sell you on an idea that nothing was happening in Denver and Aurora and Chicago, even though police officers are dying and residents are suffering and taxes are high. And, because it really doesn't matter right now on a local level now that Trump is in office unless he executes on a federal mandate or he starts to withhold funds unless they comply with what's going on the federal government and what most voters are asking for, because these Democratic strongholds in these blue cities are still holding strong to embrace something that's not best for the American people. And so what you basically see is resistance against things that's in the best interest of the people. And the people kind of deserve it because I tell y'all, it matters what happens on a local level just as much as what happens on a national level. But these very same people, they tried to act like, oh man, this story is just going to go away now that Trump is in office or the election is over. No, now that the adults is back, we are basically hunting down Tom Homan, and all of these people are basically going after the culprits. And you do have good people within those cities. Shout out to Chicago Red. Shout out to certain city council members that support what's going on. But all of these mayors and all of these governors and all of these people that are basically legislating against and supported this agenda need to be removed so that we can make America safe again.
Have team coverage. Mike Tobin standing by in Chicago with details on that warning. But first, CB Cotton is live in Manhattan with more on the major drug bust. CB?
Hi, Griff. Well, the two reported Tren de Aragua members were taken into custody as part of a major drug trafficking and credit card scam bust here in New York City, per the New York Post, which says Denier Aramillo Menendez and Edilson Peña Angulo were two of 15 suspected Venezuelan gang members picked up during an early morning raid on Wednesday following a months-long investigation. The Post sharing this photo of the semi-automatic weapons, pistols, and ammo also found. Both Menendez and Angulo had active warrants in Aurora, Colorado on felony charges of first-degree burglary and menacing with a firearm for another incident, showing them and other men breaking into an Aurora apartment about 10 minutes before a fatal shooting. A local report says the men knocked on two apartments there and threatened residents. Aurora police said at the time the men had not been linked to any criminal gang, but the New York Post is now reporting from its sources that Angulo and Menendez not only somehow made their way here to New York City all the way from Colorado, but also the outlet says both men are TDA members who were involved in credit card fraud, violence, and selling heroin and fake weed here in New York City.
How are they getting all of this stuff? How did all of these guys
start to make it across state lines, and when they got wanted, it went viral in Denver and Aurora, Colorado. They decided that they wanted to head over to New York City and continue to do criminal activity over there. I'm telling you, man, the adults needed to get back in office.
Griff.
All right, TB Cotton live in New York. Thank you very much. Now, for the latest on the warning from Chicago police on Tren de Aragua, let's bring in senior correspondent Mike Tobin, who's live in Chicago with that part of the story. Mike, what are you seeing?
Well, Griff, what we've got is more indication that this gang, Tren de Aragua, is fortifying, increasing its numbers, and therefore getting more bold. Law enforcement, even in sanctuary cities like Chicago, knows it and knows the gang poses a threat. This officer safety alert went out to the rank and file in Chicago police over the summer. The intel generating the alert appears to have started with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, but it warned Chicago officers. It has been reported by multiple sources that members from the transnational criminal organization Tren de Aragua have been given a green light to fire upon or attack law enforcement personnel in Denver, Colorado. But in Chicago, officers are urged to use caution and tactical awareness when encountering someone who may have TDA affiliation. The Trump-affiliated think tank, America First Legal, found the alert as part of a dive they're doing into law enforcement documents.
Looks like from the latest DHS reports that they're in at least 16 U.S. states, right? And, you know, based on FBI's own National Gang Intelligence Center, there's thousands of them all across the Western Hemisphere.
That's crazy.
Now, it was the Biden administration that designated TDA a transnational criminal gang. Started in a Venezuelan prison, presence of this gang has popped up in 16 states, notably Texas, California, Illinois, and Florida. And some of the information dug up in those documents by America First Legal says Tren de Aragua graffiti has now been popping up in Chicago's glitzy shopping district, the Magnificent Mile, right behind me here.
And you have mayors, such as the mayor of Denver, saying that he's going to resist Tom Homan and federal officials from deporting people that do not or should not be here and came over here illegally and continue to commit the crimes that they're committing. Why is this something that's divided across party lines? Why is this something that people are actually fighting for? Because I'm confused. I don't understand it. I'm very much trying to understand it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm trying to, make sense of this whole thing of why y'all are advocating for somebody who has no ties to you. They're taking your resources out of your communities. It's costing y'all more money. Y'all cities is going down and basically going bankrupt. And then at the same time, they're taking up y'all resources and charging y'all more in property taxes to do so. And y'all still support this? Kamala Harris and Biden are still in office. I know that they're lame duck, but they still got to do their job, right? They still should be doing the thing that they supposed to do. I don't understand. Like, I can't just quit my job and still get paid. I'll still get removed. You still got to do your job for the American people. And if you really believe in what this country stands for, then they should have been doing their job the whole time.
It's a different agenda from a different
what's stopping
group of
them? And that's the thing that they kept saying about Kamala Harris and Biden the entire time. Biden before her. They say, listen, if you're going to do these things and y'all in office right now, what's stopping you from doing so? I mean, I know you took a vacation over to Hawaii. You had to get your tears out. But there's people in their cities and residents and Americans that are suffering every single day. And these gangs are still coming over here. Y'all still flying them over here. They still can get over here with the CBP app. And they still come. They still doing it. But Trump is he's already starting to take control of what's happening in the federal government, negotiating with the president of Mexico, dealing with people over in Canada. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley. 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. The best day to join the Patreon is today. It's the beginning of the month. It's going to be a great month. Also, on top of that, make sure you get your tickets. Come kick it with me in Detroit, December 14th. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.
Jesus. I don't know. This country's really gone to hell. So I usually don't get involved. Oh, why didn't you pick the good guy, Anton Crystal have reality check come to G.
Take that home with you.
Do some deep reflection.
Hey, Anton, I believe
Deep reflection.
I believe the girls who are taking the responsibility, right?
I always hold
accountability,
myself accountable.
or the woman who say, "Nigga, I'm gonna do this with or without you," because you know you got those women be like,
Yes.
"I ain't doing nothing unless you do this. I'm gonna put you on child support. I'm gonna sit there." Some women ain't even waiting for that shit because they know they got to do it regardless.
Exactly.
So those are the people that's taking responsibility of the shit that they supposed to be taking responsibility of. Like, this my son. I'm you know what I mean?
Too many women clapping. Anton's about to say he's wrong.
No, because most of the guys that I know that got full custody of their children, they don't. No.
All two of them niggas. It's probably one or two
All
of them.
most of the guys,
Probably
most of
one
the
or two.
guys that I know that have full custody of their children, they do not put the woman on. They don't do that.
And he
They do-
shouldn't.
No, you know why they don't do that? Because they still leave the door open for her to participate in the child's life. That's why they do it.
And women don't do that. You're right.
They do
that for men
No. Listen, forget.
How many men do you know that are single fathers?
Forget this, because I know y'all gonna keep blaming men. Men love harder than women. They honest. No. It's the reason why if they catch a woman cheating, then it breaks them. They love way harder than women. Most of these guys that y'all walk away from, if it was an option for y'all to come back, they would leave the door open for y'all to come back. That's the honest to God truth. A lot of y'all choose to walk away because you want something different than what you already got. That's the facts. Listen. He deal with y'all when y'all have y'all made up postpartum.
Made up postpartum?
When you have your
Postpartum.
shit.
Talk that shit, Anton.
Made up postpartum.
Talk that shit,
had a baby.
Ah, damn.
Now you're dealing with me? Fucking wow.
Now you know what?
Made
That's
up
wild.
postpartum.
That's
Hey, y'all
wild.
never take that shit to work.
I had your kid, and now you feel like you're doing me a favor dealing with me. What the
Y'all
fuck
never
type
take
shit is
my
that?
phone to
I extended your lineage, and you did me a favor. I
We
put my
did
life
this
on the line to
together.
have your
I didn't
child.
make this decision on my own.
And
Y'all
my
never
postpartum
take
extended your
postpartum to
shit.
work.
He said some straight
That was
bullshit.
wild. That was wild, bro. That's wild.
I know women that have postpartum every time they have a period.
I'm a
No, it's called
bitch.
hormones.
That's called PMDD.
No, that's called the devil trying to get up out of you.
No, it's called hormones.
Listen.
Yeah, facts.
So we gonna make everything biblical versus do all off science
Listen.
what we know.
Bruh, y'all guys every single day put their lives on the line every day to make sure that y'all taken care of and provided for.
Tyrone not even paying the motherfucking
They endure through all of the bullshit that y'all put them through. And the only thing that y'all can say is that I have to do what's best for me and my kid when you walking out the door.
Factual.
That is a selfish
Because if you breaking me
statement.
down, what am I saying? How are you helping me? How are you helping this child?
How come I never hear
How is
from
that selfish to
how
leave?
come I never hear from any guy that says I walked away because she was breaking me down? They endured through that shit. They endured through that
I
shit.
know men that leave.
So
I know men that leave.
It sounds like women have better boundaries than men.
What? No.
It sounds like women have a better understanding.
You know what
of
they
themselves
telling
and
y'all
what
today?
They deserve.
You know what they
This whole
telling?
thing is self-preservation.
You know what they telling
when it
y'all
comes to
today?
us women.
They telling y'all, give a fuck about them. Don't care. This is what they want. When you don't care and you lie to them, they love you more.
Facts.
When you real with them and you really trying to hold them down, they don't give a fuck about you.
Facts.
I'm telling you. All they telling you to do is to not give a fuck about them, because the dudes that slept with them and gave them the kids was the one that didn't give a fuck about them. The nice guy finished last 100 times out of 100.
But he still finishes.
100 times out of 100. At some point, y'all gonna have to understand that y'all are the ones that's causing the destruction of these families and this culture right now.
So it's not the
every
men that's
single
creating these families and walking.
Every day.
It's
The
not
men-
all because you don't want to put up with
that
nigga
let
shit.
y'all choose for yourselves, y'all chose wrong 100 times
Every
out of
time.
100.
Per you.
No, y'all did.
Per you.
Better for what? What do I got to look forward to?
Better for their family, better for their
Better
partner,
for their
better
kids.
themselves.
Better is worse. Listen, the better I get, the more you don't want me.
Y'all want
That makes absolutely no sense.
Hello.
He just
the
spewing
reason why y'all don't
bullshit.
want these ain't shit niggas because if you got a dude that's on something, you got to be on something. But you ain't shit. But you ain't shit.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you a question, baby. Let me ask you a question. Why do women call the dude that is the good guy a lame?
Why do y'all be thinking just because a nigga, just because you ain't got no mic so you can't answer. I'm gonna answer for you. Just because a dude appears to be, a decent human being, you're not cheating, you're not putting your hands on people and all that don't make you a good guy. You can still be a piece of shit. You can be
Mental
a quiet,
can be
you
fucked.
can be a quiet piece
Mental
of shit.
can be fucked.
No, that ass. We be like, oh, he's a nice guy. Why? Because he don't beat your ass.
What's
He's
a good
still
guy?
piece of shit-ass nigga.
What's a good guy?
He still break you into.
No.
What's the good guy?
This is why I just paid the 40 and leave.
What's the good guy to a man? What's a good guy? No, I'm asking you, nigga.
Yes, a man with all the answers.
So tell me, what makes you a great guy?
What makes me great is that I'm the personification of what I would want my daughter to marry.
Okay, explain it. Tell us what.
But we asking for like
That's what makes me
qualifications.
Okay.
What are qualifications?
What's the qualifications you provide?
What do men have to meet? Like, what criteria do they have to meet to be
what I wanna
considered a good man?
If you didn't have your daddy, you wouldn't know no way.
No, 2K.
Even
No.
if it was
Let him
in your
answer.
face.
Let him answer this question.
Yeah.
Let him answer.
You gotta go.
Let him answer.
Listen, half y'all that had good men, you didn't know he was a good man because you never had a man.
So, all right, I'm gonna answer this question in full.
Come on.
But it depends on what age you are. See, and this is why I don't talk. This is why I don't talk to women because they don't want the context. So, if you are 19, 20, 21, 22, you don't have to have money. You're supposed to be broke unless you're doing it the wrong way. So, the definition of a good guy is a guy that got good character and great work ethic, and he loved God. That's all he got to have at that young age.
At that young
Now,
age, yeah.
it's different for a guy that's 35, 40, 45, 50.
For sure.
Okay? Because then he has to have the results, and you can look at his life and pretty much tell what type of guy he's going to be for you with the results that he's gotten and the people that he's affected in his life.
Yeah.
So the definition of a good guy is supposed to be a guy that aligns with where you would want your life to go. That's it. It's simple as that. Some people got different criteria depending on their spirituality. A good guy is a guy that believes in God and then he's focused. Some people got a different criteria depending on whether or not his finances that's aligned with where it is that they're trying to go and whether he can boost her up and then take her to a certain space, right? So the criteria and the context is going to change from person to person. But ultimately, I see women pick over and skip over the guy that they were supposed to. Most women have skipped over the guy that they were supposed to be.
He was ugly.
And that, see? You see what I'm saying?
Thank you for being honest, though.
I'm gonna be with somebody I'm not physically attracted to.
Exactly. I gotta settle. Like, I'm gonna put it like this. You have to settle
for a guy with money and he ugly too.
I agree with that.
They do that all the time. They do that all the time.
He's not lying.
He's
But
not lying.
in that sense, I guess she feel
Women
like
morals
this.
change based off
If
the
he
nigga.
broke and can't provide and he ugly, why?
You're hoping.
But you putting all of the worst things together, right? I'm talking about. You cannot tell me that you haven't run into guys in your lifetime. That was a good dude.
No, I never said I haven't.
So why didn't you pick him?
Because
was
that
too
wasn't
short.
what I wanted. I don't have to settle.
Exactly. So if it
I don't have to settle.
wasn't who you wanted, then you have to take responsibility for who you chose.
Facts.
I'm not saying you
presented
right about
himself.
that too. You're right about that.
Lasted Mandalorians. Can't be bothered to report to an Imperial command. Ha!
Well, one mission led to another, and I'm still on Tatooine. Shit. I'm skipping the heroic missions. for now. What else should I do? Fuck. I mean, see if I can go back down south, I guess. These guys can never handle their shit. Down here.
Travel route is confirmed.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it and take another break. And we've gone through all of Anton's stuff so far. I'll check the Millionaire Morning Show channel, but I think we get done most of those videos. Anyway, thanks for watching.